Hey guys, look at this delicious burger. But let's see how I made this. Did I make the right choices on the ingredients? Let's take a look. So we're going to start out here with thin sliced whole grain 15 grain bread, better than your average burger bun. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to set these slices out ahead of time. Now notice we're setting these on a silicone plate just because I believe microplastics or some other rationale, but one way or another, silicone plate, that's just what we're using today. Now, we are going to be using some classic mayo. This is 100% pure avocado oil, or made with 100% pure avocado oil, and whatever else you put in mayo, but avocado-based mayo. And I love this type of mayo. Picked it up at Costco. It's absolutely terrific. It's basically what we always use. So we're going to spread this all over our bottom piece of bread, and we're also going to put some on the top. Now, it's debatable how much mayo you should be using. Some people don't like to put too much mayo on. I think this is perfectly fine, especially considering how much sauce people oftentimes put on burgers. So next thing, we're going to get some cheese set aside here. So we got some smoked white cheddar cheese, and we have got a pack of sliced up Havarti cheese, and we're going to set these both aside on a plate off camera, because right here is where we cut away to our air fryer, and we are going to pull our burgers right on out of the air fryer. I think they came out pretty well considering how I made them. I made these burgers from scratch, just from some ground up meat. Probably could have included that in the video, but I skipped that part. So next we're going to cut back over here to our cheese, which is laid out in two different piles on the plate. Each pile is a different type of cheese. So we're going to go ahead and put a slice from each of those piles on each of these burgers. So each burger gets two types of cheese. And there we go. We cut away to after I put all the slices of cheese on there, and we're going to throw them back in the air fryer to, just to melt the cheese a little bit more. And I'm actually going to leave them in a little bit too long. But let's pull these out and see how everything worked out. Now, I think these would have been ideal if I left them in for like maybe 1 minute less. Now, the cheese looks pretty good, but you see that one burger in the lower left there, most of the cheese stayed on top and it's nice and thick. The other ones are a little thin and just not enough cheese stayed on top. A lot of it actually melted through. So yeah, I could have cooked those a little bit less. Anyways, we're going to place them on our bread right here. So I like to put the burgers on the actual bottom layer. And we're going to go ahead and add a second burger. Because each one needs two actual burger patties, and each burger patty has a bunch of cheese on it. So looking pretty good so far. We've got some pretty good thickness going on there. We're going to take a look at it from this other angle here and basically see how that's basically the thickness I try to shoot for with burgers. So over here, we're going to add some ketchup. So this is organic tomato ketchup from Lidl. Anyways, let's go ahead and add some of this right on top here, and I'm going to try to just get it on there nice and evenly. So kind of go in sort of a spiral here and let it all sort of just build up. And I think that's about right, and it's going to kind of smush down and create like an even layer. Now, on top of this, I'm going to be placing some lettuce. Now, you might notice this lettuce is not the most absolute vibrant green lettuce. It's because it comes from the center of the bunch of lettuce, and this is the lettuce that I had left in the refrigerator to use. Otherwise, I'd use something a little bit more green. This actually still turns out to be pretty delicious. A little bit suboptimal, but still pretty good. Now, I like to stack multiple different layers on here and just kind of get it in like a crisscrossing sort of pattern. And at this point, we're basically done. So we're going to go ahead and close up the sandwich here. And there we go. So got our last layer of bread on top of the sandwich, and here it is from the side, so you can actually see how thick it is. Now it's debatable, it's controversial. Some people prefer a wider burger, whereas other people think stacking them up and making them thick is the right way to go. I think this is the optimal thickness. Personally, I think this is great. It could be packed in there a little bit better, but this is going to work. And as you can see, it's definitely possible to eat this burger. It is not too thick. Now we're going to cut back to this clip over here while I ask you to leave a comment down below if you think this is the right way to make a burger, and if you think this is not too thick or it is too thick. Also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our other great food content. But that's about it for today, so thanks for watching. We'll see you on that next video.